Hello and welcome back with me, Admiral, joining me back on Star Trek Fleet Command. Well, not necessarily joining me back on Star Trek Fleet Command, but joining me on the content related to that game. So today's episode, what we're going to do is we're going to actually talk a little bit about the roadmap, what the roadmap is, what it does, what it means to players potentially in the future, and all the features and stuff involved within the roadmap. Um, so on the Scopely, well, the Star Trek Fleet Command site. This was released on the 9th of October, so many players might have seen this. If you haven't seen them, then obviously this is new to you. But yeah, this is the roadmap update. What we're going to do is we're just going to read through it. We're going to see what the updates are, and we're going to see how everything goes. But until then, uh, I would just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Don't forget to keep hitting that subscribe button. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what things you want to see, what things you want me to do. Hopefully, we can start expanding a little bit. But let's crack on. See the game growing and evolving with all of you, our community. We appreciate the passion and time all of you put into the game, and we share your love of Star Trek Fleet Command. It's time to shed some light on what's coming soon. The roadmap update pulled back the curtains on some upcoming features. Some work may be nearly completed, whilst other features remain in the stage of prototyping or planning. Many details may change, as may the order and timing of these eventual release over the rest of this year and next. We hope you enjoy this look into the future. So let's get started. So the first thing they're going to introduce is territory capture. As you know, alliances create fundamental social structures and community vital to having fun in the Star Trek Fleet Command. Adding features for alliance to play with is important to us, though this new feature, players will lead their alliance to grab control of areas of the galaxy that will also grant alliance-wide buffs and other benefits. Territory capture will allow you and your alliance to build battle in out and gain control over a portion of the galaxy. The ability of an alliance to coordinate and execute multiple operations at the same time will greatly define their success within territory capture, power up weapons, and prepare your fleets for epic battles. Here are early stage screenshots of the teams working on territory capture. The views and image may change before release, but it also provides an understanding of where work is on. So this is clearly very geared towards PvP. Clearly, Scopely and the team are trying to get the galaxies, regardless of server, regardless of who you are. They're clearly trying to get the galaxies to start fighting more and to provide more combat, which not necessarily a bad thing. It is if you're just a PvE player. However, overall, it's probably not necessarily an overall negative. So these are the roadmaps. So, this is the screenshots they provided. So as you can see, certain alliances are holding certain spaces, which is what they were talking about, and obviously they will provide certain buffs, which going on to the next one is what these are. So plus 25% damage versus hostiles, minus 10% upgrade cost, or you can go to this one, for example, and that's plus 40% gas mining. So again, these are the type of features your alliance can hold depending on what zones and areas they obviously control. So again, this is going to be something that is going to draw the players in or draw everyone in, and it's going to be a game where it's going to involve a hell of a lot more PvP and sort of alliance coordination efforts, I would say, because you're going to have to strategically attack certain targets to obviously take over zones or defend zones or whatever you need to do. And then here are some examples of the kind of alliance buffs controlling a territory can give you. So you can get plus ship damage, minus repair costs, and plus mining speed. And like I say, upgrade costs is one there that you can see as well. So there's plenty of stuff that they can introduce as buffs and debuffs and stuff like that that can obviously help out the ships and players. A personalized starship. This is something that me and obviously the community and you lot, my community, have been talking about for a while. Why have they not introduced customizable skins and stuff like that? That's a good selling feature for them as well, certainly, because people will obviously pay for that. But that's something that as well would be nice to see in the game. There are many aspects of the game where we believe we can allow players to customize their experience. One of them is your ships and their appearance. We do not. What do you want your Enterprise to appear like in space and when viewed close up? We're still looking at several options here, so stay tuned. They haven't got any more information on that section, just stay tuned. It's a bit of a shame. They should have showed like maybe a ship where they've just put loads of random colours on. Doesn't necessarily need to be anything cool, just random colours to show that it is different. That would have been nice to see that they obviously are working on something on the lines of that. So then there's the next one, which is another big one again that players have been asking for pretty much for the last 2 years now that the game's been out nearly. Another feature in the team is working on is giving the ability to players to build 2 structures in their station at the same time, construct 2 different buildings simultaneously and increase your throughput. The only problem with this, I can see it already happening. I mean, this is clearly for a player of level 27, apparently. But I can also see it happening. Obviously, this is just a photo, but it's subject to be different depending on obviously what they want to do. But I can see this is only be geared towards higher level players, maybe level 26 onwards. Anyone below that, I can't really see you getting it, if I'm honest. Because I don't know, they don't want, well, they do want you to rush up, but they don't want you to rush up too fast, then overtake or to get up to that sort of level quickly, because it means you'll end up spending less money on the game potentially to try and get up to them levels using speed ups and so on and so on. Then we got the officer away missions. This is quite interesting. I've read this already, but obviously I'm going to read it again. But this is quite interesting. The characters from Star Trek tell the stories of Star Trek, and we're as eager as you to have been in the feedback to make our officers more interesting, more useful, and more valuable. A project we're working on is the ability to dispatch officers on away missions across the galaxy. We have accumulated a large number of officers, significantly choosing which officer you want to send off to battles, missions, mining, exploration, etc. Is a part of the strategic mechanic of the game. Choose which officer you'd like to send to missions, power them up, and gain valuable resources in return. When they say valuable resources, this is probably a cop-out for giving you absolutely shit resources, because that's what they like to do. They say, go and do this mission, you go and do it, and you get fucking dog shit resources. And if they are dog shit resources, then this is completely pointless, and I will recommend not doing this if it is dog shit resources. I'm going to say that straight away. We will obviously see what it's like when it comes out. I don't want to speculate what it's going to be like, but if going off their track record, when they say they're going to give you valuable resources, they're going to give you par steel. They're going to give you a little, not even a little bit of trait. They're going to, well, a tiny amount of trait or a tiny amount of dill. They're going to give you common resources instead of the uncommons or rares. So yeah, this is probably not going to be worth it, but we'll have to wait and see.
Boo!
So then we got coming on to the last online status. We have heard how many of you have need better tools for managing your alliance to complete. What they've done is adding a last online status to each member of the alliance is going to help the admiral/commodores understand who are the most active players in their alliance. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see on the photo, hopefully you can, it literally just says last online 2 hours ago, last online 4 days, online, and then it says last online the 3rd of December 2018. So this will give you an idea of who's actually still playing the game and who isn't playing the game. Obviously, players within the last sort of 2 weeks, I would say, obviously give benefit of the doubt. Players, obviously, like for example, if it was 2018, that's obviously 2 years ago. So obviously they need to be kicked really because they're taking up a slot that is no longer getting used. So this is a good feature, especially for managing alliances. That's actually a very good feature. And then we go on to the more content on the way. So, moreover, we are working on exciting new content, ships and officers that expand the combat meta, along with territory capture and other new roles within the Alliance. We have also been following your suggestions on new officer abilities, both through surveys and our mods. Utility related officers providing mining speed or safe cargo are a high priority that we are looking into the incorporate into the upcoming releases. This is obviously going to be massive because obviously mining ships are very key these days, and most servers I would say have sort of non-aggression packs towards or rules of engagement towards empty miners. However, this will help if you can get the safe cargo net up as well, because it means obviously you can carry more and therefore won't get attacked. And then the last one is balancing your time, which, as they know and everyone else knows on my channel, this is really hard to do because I do have a full-time job, and trying to do this at the same time is a bit of a nightmare. So let's read and see what they're going to do for players like me. Over the last year, we had added several new side loops to the game. As a side effect, we are aware that this heavily increases the demand for daily activity. For most of our players, we are now looking into possible improvements that allow players a stronger agency managing their playtime. So, reminder, everything mentioned is in the work of progress, so they might not hit the live servers precisely as described, and we cannot yet provide an estimate date of release. So before we go on to the next bit, just so many ideas. No, yeah. So before we go into this next bit, so the balancing part. So what this says to me is they're going to have, instead of having all these little missions constantly, they're going to have basically one giant mission, and that is going to do or give you the same amount of points and resources and stuff that you need for the same equivalent as, say, 2 or 3 side missions, which is a lot better because it means you don't have to be on the game as long, potentially. It depends, obviously, what type of thing they're going to have to get you to do. But things like, for example, that's already in the game, which is a good event. However, it is very, very time consuming, and that's things like faction hunt. There's a so much better way they can do faction hunt, i.e. increase the amount of score you get, for example, that when you kill a hostile for each level, just increase it a little bit. Because at the moment, even like when I'm fully grinding it, and as you know, because you see it on streams sometimes as well, is it takes approximately to do all 3, takes approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours if you just completely grind it out. At my level, so I can only hit comfortably, I hit between level 37s and 39s, and currently it takes me half an hour per faction. That doesn't include travel time, which probably is in the region of another half an hour, depending on where I'm going. So it basically takes a minimum of about 2 hours to complete all of the faction hunt, which to me is just unacceptable. They should increase the score, and if that's what they're talking about in this type of way, balancing your time, then that's something that they need to look in. Just increase the score that you get per thing, or decrease the amount that you have to hit. It's got to have to work one or the other way, because at the moment 2 hours of consecutive gameplay is just completely unacceptable, considering this is a mobile game, or for example, if you do play it on a computer like I do, it's obviously a quick computer game that you're meant to sort of go in and go out of, periodically throughout the day, not just spend 2 hours solid on the game. So that is something that they need to look at. Please let me know your thoughts down below on everything we've read so far. And then they've just said, as a little caveat at the end, there are just some of the many ideas and teams in work. We will continue to listen, so don't hesitate to let us know to create the best possible experience for all of you, and we appreciate your help getting there. So this is actually quite an interesting post. I do actually like the fact that they've introduced a little bit of a press release for this sort of thing. Please do let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are, what you're looking forward to, and what you want to see potentially introduced into balancing your time. More content on the way, last online status, officers away missions, second builder, prioritized shipyard, starship, personalized starship, territory capture. Please let me know on all these headings what you think down below in the comment section. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has supported the channel recently. We are trying to grow to 1,000 subscribers, so we're nearly there. Also, if you do want to support the channel in any way, you can follow us, or well, you can go to Patreon and you can support us that way. If you do go to Patreon, you will get the videos released to you first. They will get released to you pretty much straight away, and then YouTube and everyone else will have to wait probably a day or two to get the same video. Until we get obviously any Patreons, this won't be happening. So once you get to the first Patreon, then we will start doing it in that manner. If not, if you don't want to do a monthly subscription, then you can just do a one-off using a PayPal link down below in the comments as well. These all financially support me to do obviously what I do. I do give a lot of time to this game, and I do give a lot of time and support to the community as well. If not, you can also head over to the Discord and I can help you over there, or other players in the community I can help you as well, because they are a good bunch of people. So other than that, I will see you next time, but bye bye for now.